storms in Chicago history. More than 14 inches of snow come down officially at O'Hare. Plows are on the roads trying to keep up. And in the suburbs, it is a similar story. Traffic is moving slowly in heavy snow that showed no sign of letting up. And our cameras capture an accident on the Eisenhower near Des Plaines. It's one of many tonight on the roads that are still very dangerous. Being with us on this snowy night. I'm Karen Jordan.
Hey, good evening. I'm Ravi Bajwal out here on State Street, out in the snow. You can feel it coming down. It feels quite wet. Take a look at it. It's been piling up here all day. You're going to need boots like this to get through a day like we're going to have tomorrow. As you look at State Street, you can see the kind of accumulation you have on the streets and sanitation in Chicago and around the suburbs working very hard to get us ready for the Monday morning commute. And we have all kinds of reports ready for you tonight to get you ready for that. We have John Garcia out in the city checking out how the city is coping with this blizzard. We have Michelle Gallardo out in Oak Park checking how the suburbs are coping as well. But first, let's go back inside. Phil Schwartz has your first alert weather forecast. Phil?
Yeah, Ravi, the heaviest snow might be ending, but now we're getting some of the lake effect snow here in the city. That will continue to be a problem as we head through the next couple of hours. Matter of fact, we are seeing that snow continuing to pick up as we head through the next hour or so. You can see it showing up on radar. Let's take a look right now, and you can see that snow showing up very clearly here in the city, and especially points east of the tri-state. There's that snow that I'm talking about. The system snow is now moving into Lake and Porter counties. We still have that blizzard warning in effect until midnight, and it has been extended until 3 a.m. for Lake and Porter counties in northwest Indiana. Few snowfall totals for you. 13 inches in Harvard and Crystal Lake, 13.8 in Buffalo Grove, and a foot in Gurnee. Some of these reports haven't been updated in an hour or two, so we might finish with even greater totals. Elk Grove, you've had 13 inches, 15.8 at Midway, and look at some of the totals in the southern suburbs. 15.8 in Bolingbrook, 15 inches in Joliet, about 9 inches in Kankakee, and the same thing in northwest Indiana with 13 inches in Michigan City, 12.5 for you folks in Valpo, as well as Schererville. We'll talk about the lake effect snow, how this ranks as one of the biggest storms in Chicago history, and we have more snow in the forecast. We'll tell you about that in a few minutes. Karen.
Okay, thank you, Phil. Hundreds of schools will be closed tomorrow, and that includes Chicago Public Schools. Now, we've been running a list of those closures on the bottom of the screen. You'll find a full list on our website, abc7chicago.com. Now, let's take a live look outside. We have cameras all over the city and suburbs, and we have some live pictures looking at Naperville right now and Woodstock, as well as cameras taking a look at Millennium Park and Michigan Avenue from the river. Now, Eyewitness News reporter John Garcia continues our coverage near Lakeshore Drive and Michigan at Oak. Mayor Emanuel just updating the situation for us as well. John.
Yeah, Karen, as Phil mentioned, this is turning out to be an historic snowfall for the city of Chicago, and city officials say they are treating it as such. In fact, Mayor Emanuel just updated us a few moments ago on the city's efforts.
This is a historic snowfall in a 24-hour period. It's going to be one of the top 3 in the history of the city of Chicago. All in, we're looking at 18 or 19 inches. All the resources from all the departments are at full strength on the streets of the city of Chicago to ensure that the streets remain plowed and passable.
Spinning wheels, but going nowhere. It's that kind of winter night in Chicago. After a mild winter season to this point, it seems Mother Nature is making up for it all in one day. Getting around by any means is simply not easy.
I only live like 5 blocks away, but it might take me like 20 minutes to get home. And here comes the snow.
With many people staying inside, gathering around televisions watching the Super Bowl, at least traffic is a bit lighter. But it's a busy night for food delivery drivers who have to negotiate the snow-packed streets.